Ever since this combat achievement update, there have been thousands, maybe even billions of reports of PVM achievement boys flooding to the wilderness to complete their new task. And it is up to me as a law-abiding citizen to stop these criminals at once and apprehend them straight back to the steps of shitty Lumbridge. These criminals are armed, ugly, and smelly, and will do anything possible to avoid getting caught. Here I had spotted a tax evasion cuck who went by the name of Otis Macabre. Now boys, let's be clear. Anyone with this name is obviously a lifetime criminal and should not be trusted. Notice how he took off right when he saw me? That's because this guy was up to absolutely no good. Wilderness Slayer and combat achievement? In my wilderness. That's a crime punishable by death. And I will not stand for it. These goblins want to vote no on PvP updates and then try to wander into these streets like everything is all fine and dandy? Not on my watch, bud. This isn't about the money anymore. This is about respect. And if you don't respect me enough to hand me your bank, then I will snatch your life. Otis Macabre was shaking like a nervous wreck, trying as hard as he possibly could to escape my wrath. How dare you bring your filthy monk robes to my wilderness? You are not better than the free-to-play beggar boys. You have no respect. Otis Macabre tried and tried and tried. And for a split second, his peanut-sized brain may have actually thought he was going to escape. That was, however, until I ran up and smacked a 58 on his dome with the quickness. Ha 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 ha.
Today is going to be such a good day. I love eating farts and drinking pee. I didn't write this. Oh my gosh. I have been hacked.
Little bro, what is wrong? I could hear you crying all the way in the living room.
My account on Twitter just got hacked.
Just got hacked? Were you not using ExpressVPN?
What is ExpressVPN?
ExpressVPN is an app that funnels your data through a secure encrypted tunnel, so that no matter what device you use, you can have peace of mind every time you use the internet. You must have gotten hacked when you were using that public Wi-Fi at Starbucks yesterday. Any hacker connected to that same Wi-Fi can steal your account's login information. That's why I use ExpressVPN whenever I'm connected to public Wi-Fi. That way my information is always secure.
How can I download ExpressVPN?
By going to expressvpn.com/buttholes. You'll be able to arm yourself with an extra 3 months of ExpressVPN for free.
Wow. Thanks, big bro.
These PVM achievement boys really make me sick. To think they actually have the audacity to walk up in the wilderness after all of these months and not pay a lick of wilderness stacks? Not on my watch, buddy. Not on my watch. In fact, even Clisto was getting pissed about these new age achievement boys. That he himself helped us send this crook back to the land of books. Get slapped, you little peasant goblin. Maybe next time I suggest you learn how to read. But before you learn how to read, you're gonna have to learn how to think. That way you might not make such a stupid decision in crossing that wilderness ditch in the future. Now boys, I want you to pay close attention to what happens in this clip, because it perfectly showcases the brains of these new age achievement boys who hide behind their pathetic Din's Bulwark Goblin Boy shields. These shields, by the way, were the dumbest thing to ever be introduced into the game, and I can't wait until Jagex nerfs them. Here I was slapping up this new age shield boy with some massive chops, clapping him up with both my Armadillo God Sword, along with some fire surge. I made sure to remind him that the Din's shield is getting a nerf in the near future. And he tried to act like it was never going to happen. Oh, just you wait, buddy boy. soon you won't be able to hide behind that shield like such a little rat boy. Cocky little goblin boy tried to act like he was all good. And for a brief moment, he was able to tank out a lot of my attacks. But my entangle was coming through clutch. And I was freezing this shat in his tracks every time he took a step. By now this Slayer Helm Goblin was getting ridiculously cocky. But what these new age achievement boys don't realize, is the second you begin to get too cocky, is the second you get clapped. By now this goblin shat was actually getting so cocky, that he began to tell me the most ridiculous things you can ever imagine. Oh, you have a lot of food, buddy? Ha 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 ha, wow. Do you think that's gonna make me just give up? JJX has made it so easy for these new age PVM Reddit boys to hide behind their overpowered shields, with their overpowered food, that they begin to think they are untouchable. Wow. All the OGs know that whenever you are in the wilderness, you keep your guard up 100% of the time. Even if you are fighting a complete noob. These streets out here are savage. And there is no telling what can happen in a brief second. 1 minute you are on top of the world. The next, you are on top of the Lumbridge steps. Here this clown who went by the name of Furry Beta began to act all analytical. He was probably thinking that he's now only in 15 wilderness. He still has a few Sarah brews left. And that is telly block timer only has about 1 minute left on the clock. So in this nerd's brain, he's thinking he's about to make an easy escape. But what these four-eyed geeks don't realize is that this is not PVM. This is PvP, which stands for poop, Viagra, poop. And what this constipated shat doesn't realize is the second he tries to act like a fortune teller and predict the future, is the same second he will be humbled back to the steps of Bumtown. Ha 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 ha. Did you see that, boys? Not only did we clap him out with a 67, but we actually managed to smite him as well. That's what happens when you get overconfident in these savage wilderness streets. You get slapped. Look at all of that loot, boys. Let's take a look at that massive loot. Oh yeah, boys. Nearly 2 million coins. Ha 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 ha, wow. Thanks Butterboy for the massive amount of bank. I hope you have a fun time using those hard-earned Slayer points on building a new Slayer helmet. And then using those hard-earned Nightmare Zone points to imbue it. Ha 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 ha, wow. Make sure you check that off in your achievement book, little Billy. That's what you get for pretending to be a witch. Wow. Speaking of people pretending to be witches, take a look at this guy, who went by the name Giraffe. Oh, you think you're just gonna get that Callisto achievement no problem, but? Well, think again. With cat-like reflexes I pounced on this pilgrim with my entangles, freezing him right in front of Callisto's wrath. Callisto then smacked the living hell out of both of us, which gave me the perfect opportunity to switch to my AGS and clap out this clown for good. Holy freaking smokes, boys, did you see that? Before this goblin had time to recover from Callisto's massive attack, he was comboed out by a 67, straight to his hairy, yet skinny chest. Let's watch that again in slow motion, boys. Oh yeah, straight to the chest. That's what you get for trying to make achievements in my wilderness. At least now you can mark off that you paid your wilderness tax with your life. Ha 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 ha, wow. Butterboy, it's time you log off this game and get back to what your true passion in life is, which is kissing your cousin and wrestling pigs in Kentucky. Ha 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 ha, wow. Surprise surprise, Goblin Boy. The soul collector has came to collect. Within seconds this fedora-wearing cowboy tried to make a run for the hills. But my entangles wrapped around his legs like a king cobra. As I approached this achievement criminal, I did something that only true legends could do. That's right, boys. I smacked this thief right over the dome with my mud staff, whopping a 30 right over his fedora-wearing head. Ha 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 ha. That was absolutely savage. I'm going to give you fedora boys a little word of advice. Instead of trying to run away like a spooked pigeon, instead, you should just hang around the spawn of the crazy archaeologist. That way I would get attacked by the crazy archaeologist, which would probably give you enough time to log out. But these new age achievement boys are 100% emotion. And once they see an actual PK login, they can't help it but to run for the hills. But playing with your emotions is what will get you clapped out in these cold hard streets. Little fedora boy even tried to ask me to stop, as he told me he was carrying long bones. Oh, what, but you think I care that you got a rare long bone drop, bud? I came here for your soul, Billy boy, not your crappy fedora. Ha 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 ha, wow. Sit down, you long bone clown. Looks like the only long bone you'll be getting tonight is the one by the Duke of Lumbridge. Ha 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 ha. Make sure you mark off that achievement, little Billy. Make sure you mark off that achievement. Oh, and by the way, thanks for the free 250k. It's going to look great inside of my beautiful and perfectly organized bank. Ha 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 ha, wow. And remember, boys, no matter how fast you run, no matter how much you cry, your girlfriend on RuneScape is still a guy. A 46-year-old guy named Rick, to be exact. Wow. Shout out to all of my subscribers and channel members. I truly love you all. Also, boys, for all of my channel members, I recently changed all of my emojis. So make sure you try them out in the comments down below. I love you, boys. I love you all.